Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Now today's episode is once again sponsored by Didi Beauty's wigs. So just go to our website, shop at didilauren.com and have a look and pick whichever wig you want. Now let me just dive into today's episode because today's episode it is piping hot. Tensions are high, everybody's emotions are high. Nigerians in Nigeria trying to jackpot are currently blaming a Nigerian blogger or YouTuber based in the UK. He granted an interview to BBC and the interview has not even aired. It was just a snippet of that interview that BBC released, and that has generated a whole lot of conversation online. Now, let me just take you back. The context is about jackpot culture, getting student visa and taking their families, their extended families as dependents. Some of them will travel with their whole family and also bring a house help. So all these people, the dependents are all working, and one of the person going to school is actually going to school. So this has worked for some people who are able to afford it because it's not cheap, and the school fees is about ranging from £15,000 to £30,000. This is what we're talking about. So school fees is not cheap, and UK's economy is kind of shaky right now. So they are accepting any student. They are just granting student visas left, right, center. So the UK government started looking into this data. They have been releasing this data to the public and releasing charts of people coming into the UK as students with a lot of dependents. So this is no news. It's been out there. Now, what happened was that UK banned Nigerians bringing dependents. So people who were already preparing to come as a student and bring their dependents, people who have already sold properties, people who are planning to, or maybe in the process of getting all their families to move to the UK, but as a result of one or two things that they need to fix, or maybe waiting for some money, now that this ban has happened, tensions are high. Now, in the midst of all this commotion, BBC released a snippet of an interview that a Nigerian YouTuber granted, basically explaining that, Nigerians, they cannot afford £15,000 school fees. Like, why would anybody want to pay £15,000 school fees? The reason why Nigerians are paying £15,000 school fees is to bring in their dependents, is to bring in people so that, like he was saying, that the goal is not to go to school. The goal is basically to get into the country and do whatever they had to do.
So, overseas students bringing dependents to the UK. It will mean foreign postgraduate students can no longer bring family members with them unless they're studying on specific research programs. The announcement's been made 2 days before official statistics are expected to show net illegal migration has hit a record 700,000 this year. Our Home Editor, Mark Easton, reports.
Lights, a front room in the West Midlands, camera, a YouTuber helping Nigerians come to Britain, and action.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy E to the M.
Among MD's hundreds of videos are guides on how to get a student visa to come to the UK.
Because there's new information regarding the student route to the UK.
Last year, a fifth of international student visas were issued to Nigerians, 120,000 people in total, half of them students, half their dependents. But MD believes many are actually coming not for a new qualification, so much as a new life.
So the student thing is not real. It's not like they need the degrees. They need the degree as an accessory route to come into the country. So a lot of these people get their priorities shifted real fast.
So it's really about getting into the UK.
Exactly.
And then
It's not about the
staying here with a
education.
job, hopefully.
It's not really about the education.
Nigerians have a word for what's going on here. Japa, escape, doing whatever it takes to leave Nigeria and start a new life somewhere more prosperous. And Japa may explain why the Shropshire town of Telford, with its University of Wolverhampton student campus, now has more than 300 Nigerian residents.
Now, after this interview, Nigerians, they were angry. They were angry because this just came at the back of the British government announcing that they are withdrawing the dependent visa for Nigerian students application. Now, everybody were angry. They needed somebody to blame. And this guy is now the fall guy. People are blaming him, calling him all sorts of names. He has been going around granting interview, apologizing, like telling his own side of the story, because according to him, he did like a 30-minute interview, but they just took that 25 seconds, and that is what BBC actually released to the public. This has generated a whole lot of chaos online, because people are now thinking, or Nigerians trying to jackpot are now thinking that this guy is a Judas. He literally sold everybody out, because he was telling them that, Nigerians are not just paying this money just to come here to study. Nigerians are paying this money to come and actually settle in the UK. With this whole information now, the UK government is now looking into the data of Nigerian students who come into the country to go to school but not actually complete their education. They started looking at what they do after coming in as a student. What kind of visa do they change into? They realized that most Nigerian students, when they come here as a student, the next thing they have to change to a care visa or care sponsorship visa, just to ensure that they could work full-time. And now the UK government are saying that they are going to release the names of all Nigerians or all Nigerian students who did not complete their education but changed to a care visa. Now, Nigerians in diaspora who came in as a student and changed to all these care visas and the rest of them are now angry, because the UK government is threatening to release the list of every Nigerian student who did not complete their education but changed to a care visa and they are now working full-time, that they're going to release the list. So Nigerians in the UK are angry with this guy, saying that, okay, you have sold us out, you have given, like you are a Judas, basically. And then Nigerians in Nigeria who are trying to jackpot are blaming this guy, saying that he has ended the routes, the dependent route for every other person that is trying to start and to travel. Every other student that is thinking about, okay, I cannot pay the school fees. I need somebody who is going to help me while I'm going to school to work full time so that we can afford to pay the school fees. They are blaming the guy. However, judging this whole situation, one thing I find very amusing is the fact that there are people who from Nigeria apply as a carer, apply for care visas, apply for social work visas. All they needed to do was to take certain courses, get qualified, and then come to the UK. Those ones can actually come with their dependents. And when they get to the UK, they are working, making their money. But the reality is most Nigerians who are traveling as students don't have patience, because student visa is easy to get. And the reason why it's easy to get, because you're coming to spend money. This is a very lucrative business for the UK government or the UK whatever, to get international students to come into this country to pay £15,000. You can imagine the number coming into the UK on a yearly basis to pay £15,000 school fees. We are not talking about the visa fees. We are not talking about their dependent visa fees. We are not talking about NHS fees. There are so many things. So it is very lucrative for them. And they are thinking, our system, not even the economy right now, the system cannot carry these whole people. If we're out there as Nigerians on YouTube talking about how we can trick the system or how we can bend the rules, then they are listening. For them to approach that YouTuber because he was making a lot of content about how you can do this, how you can move to Canada, how you can change your student visa, how you can change to work permit, how you can do this. So that was why they approached him and they used him. And he was thinking, oh, it's BBC. I'm trying to, and everybody's going to know me. But at the end of the day, it backfired. So whether we want to blame the YouTuber or not, whether we want to be angry at the British government, the reality is there are other ways you can come to the UK. Instead of you to pay school fees to come to the UK to then change to a care visa, you can as well sit down in your home country, apply for a care visa and relocate with a care visa. But I think Nigerians thinking they are too smart. They would not want to do certain things. They would not want to do follow the rules because they think they can change things. My own will be different. What God cannot do does not exist. And when you get here, you see things the way they really are, and then you now start changing from one visa to the other, having problems. The lessons here is do your research. Look for other visas that you can apply for that doesn't require you to go to school. Apply for those visas. If it requires you topping up, learning a new skill, going back to school to learn certain things that will enable you to, when you get there, you start making money, take your time. Don't be in a rush. I think once that jackpot spirit enters anybody, they want the shortest route out. It's not about money. It's just like, I want to leave and I want to leave now. This is where people make a lot of mistakes. They make mistakes and at the end of the day, they get to pay for it. This YouTuber is not your problem. The UK government is not your problem, because there are ways you can come into this UK. He sold out the whole country. He sold out the whole country, and people are going to attack him, and he should just brace himself up to receive all those attacks and learn from it, and probably, if he is strong and resilient, he's going to turn this into a better opportunity for himself. There's opportunity in everything. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Please like, and share. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Bye-bye.